jumping right in, sorting through the sources you've given us to pull out what really matters. Today, it's all about how AI, artificial intelligence, is fundamentally changing the advertising game.
That's right. We've got quite a bit here, an article looking specifically at a platform called AdGPT, another one on the, general pluses of AI and ads, and even a look at what Google's been up to with AI recently, which definitely impacts the creative side too.
And our mission today for you is to really cut through all that.
Okay.
We want to unpack the core problem that something like AdGPT is trying to solve. Look at its specific AI solution, what the real-world benefits are for marketers, for businesses, and then sort of zoom out and see how this fits into the bigger picture of AI transforming, well, everything from ads to how content gets made. This is your tailored deep dive, quick and focused.
Exactly. The goal is to distill the key takeaways for you so you get the essentials without getting lost in the weeds.
Okay, let's get into it then. The sources, they start by painting a picture of traditional advertising that sounds, frankly, a bit frustrating. Extensive guesswork is one phrase used. Another one I saw was like fishing with a net in an empty lake.
Yeah, and it's not just a feeling, is it? One source brings up this pretty shocking statistic. It says most businesses waste something like 67%, a huge chunk of their ad budget on campaigns that they barely move the needle.
67%.
Wow, I know. And it makes you ask, right, why is so much money being wasted when we have all this data? It seems like the old ways just don't have the precision needed anymore.
Right. So against that backdrop, wasted money, lack of precision, one of the sources introduces AdGPT, and it's positioned not just as, another marketing tool, but as a whole system designed for efficiency. They use the term surgical precision.
Surgical precision. And connecting that to the bigger picture, the article uses that great analogy. Instead of the blind net fishing, it's like having sonar showing exactly where the fish are. The really core claim here isn't just about optimizing after the fact. It's that AdGPT's AI predicts which prospects are likely to convert before they even click.
Before they click. Okay, that's a big shift from reactive to predictive.
It's huge. That's the game changer they're highlighting.
This is where it gets really interesting for me. How does AdGPT actually pull that off?
Yeah.
The sources get into specific AI features. Let's look at campaign optimization first. It's described as thinking 5 steps ahead.
Yeah, and that 5 steps ahead thing isn't just about reacting to yesterday's data. It's about anticipating shifts. The AI is apparently monitoring hundreds of variables all at once. Things like competitor bids, seasonal trends popping up, what devices people are using, geographic variations, time of day patterns, all of it. In real time.
Hundreds of variables.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
That's what it says. And because it has this perfect memory of what worked before and can apply it instantly, well, the source calls it almost unfairly effective. It learns and adapts way faster than any human team possibly could.
Okay. Unfair but effective.
Yeah.
Then there's performance tracking. The sources say this reveals hidden gold mines. What does that actually mean in practice?
It means going way deeper than just counting clicks or impressions, which, let's be honest, a lot of reporting still focuses on. AdGPT apparently maps out the entire customer journey, not just the last click, but the whole sequence of touch points.
The whole sequence, like which ad they saw first, then maybe a social post, then the search.
Exactly. Which ads, on which platforms, what time of day, and what specific order, things that lead to a conversion. It uses something called attribution modeling to figure out what really deserves the credit. By spotting patterns humans might miss in all that complexity, you get these crystal clear insights into what's actually driving sales. And that lets you cut the waste, right? Stop spending on stuff that isn't actually contributing. Big ROI boost.
Crystal clear insights. I like the sound of that. The AI tools themselves. The sources say they feel like cheating, but aren't. What examples make it feel that way?
Well, okay, take automated bid management. The source likens it to having a master negotiator working for you 24/7 in ad auctions. This AI is evaluating thousands of factors, maybe thousands of times a second in some cases, to decide the right bid, way beyond human capacity.
A master negotiator, okay.
Then there's creative optimization. It's not just a one-off A/B test you set up and check later. The AI is continuously watching how different ad versions perform, automatically pushing the winners and pulling the losers. In real time. Keeps performance high without constant tinkering.
Right, so it's always optimizing.
Always. And the predictive side, forecasting outcomes like conversion rates or even customer value with startling accuracy is the phrase used. That shifts your whole planning process from just reacting to actually being proactive, building strategies based on likely futures. It feels powerful.
Definitely sounds powerful. Now, A huge piece of the puzzle is cost effectiveness. AI promises this a lot. How does a system like AdGPT deliver tangibly?
Okay, first is that precision targeting we talked about. Using behavior, engagement, intent signals, it finds people likely to be interested with laser accuracy. So you're not wasting money showing ads to irrelevant audiences. That directly cuts your cost per acquisition.
Makes sense. Better targeting, less waste.
Exactly. Then the budget allocation becomes surgical, as they put it. The AI is constantly shifting money in real time to the campaigns or keywords or audiences that are predicted to give the best return, max impact for your spend. Plus, optimizing for when and where your audience is most receptive, geographic and time-based optimization that alone can boost ROI by substantial margins, according to one source, even if you don't increase the total budget.
Surgical budget allocation.
Yeah.
And finally, the sources really stress focusing on success metrics that actually predict profits. Moving away from vanity metrics, what's that shift about?
This is super important. It's about looking past simple things like clicks or follower counts, which don't really tell you if you made money. Instead, AdGPT focuses on metrics like customer lifetime value or CLTV. How much is a customer worth over their whole relationship with you?
Okay, the long-term value.
Right. And quality scoring, not just did a conversion happen, but was it a valuable conversion, high profit margin? And measuring incremental revenue, figuring out how much revenue was directly caused by the campaign, separating it from what would have happened anyway. The whole point is getting crystal clear insights into the real impact, justifying marketing spend based on actual bottom line results, making marketing accountable for profit.
Right, linking it directly to profit. Now, the sources do mention that getting these kinds of results isn't just magic. It's not flipping a switch. There's an implementation strategy involved.
Yeah, that's key. It's not just plug and play for maximum benefit. Smart implementation starts with really clear, laser-focused strategic objectives. You have to tell the AI what you want it to optimize for. And then robust data integration is crucial, connecting your customer databases, your analytics, maybe even offline sales data if you have it. The AI needs good fuel, right? Rich, connected data lets it make much smarter decisions and predictions.
Good fuel in, good results out. Makes sense. And this leads to the idea of scaling that success and gaining a real competitive edge. Why is it hard for competitors to catch up if a business uses this well?
Well, the ad world changes constantly, doesn't it? But AdGPT's AI is adaptive. It provides a sort of built-in future-proofing. It keeps learning. So early adopters, they gain advantages that actually compound over time. The AI learns specifically from their data, their customers. That creates a kind of moat, and an advantage that's tough for someone coming later to just replicate by buying the software.
So the lead widens over time.
Potentially, yeah. The sources call it an inflection point, even a paradigm shift. Makes the old way of managing campaigns look primitive. They argue that waiting actually costs more than acting because the competitors using this kind of AI are just pulling further and further ahead.
Okay, so AdGPT sounds like a specific, powerful example. But what about the bigger picture? It's not happening in a vacuum, right? AI is transforming the whole ad landscape.
Oh, absolutely. That other source we looked at, the one on general AI benefits in advertising, it echoes so much of what AdGPT claims to do. It talks about AI enabling targeting accuracy, like a detective digging through user data. It mentions automation, how AI takes over the boring stuff, freeing up humans.
Boring stuff, yeah, always good.
Definitely. And cost savings, it mentions companies cutting ad spend by 25, even 50% through AI efficiency. Plus real-time analytics, scalability, personalization at scale, and those crucial predictive abilities, spotting trends early. These are like universal AI advantages, and AdGPT seems to package many of them up.
And zooming out even more, that Google I/O source confirms this is way bigger than just ad platforms. AI, especially their Gemini models, is changing search, shopping, even how creative work gets done.
Exactly right. When you hear about Google's plans for AI mode in search, or Gemini becoming more of a personal agent, or visual search getting smarter, and new creative tools like Flow for making videos, it shows AI is really becoming the fundamental backbone of digital interaction.
The backbone. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And it just reinforces that the kind of efficiency and automation AdGPT offers is part of this much larger accelerating shift. For marketers, this brings challenges, definitely, like what if AI just answers questions directly in search and people don't click through to your site as much? But also huge opportunities, like needing really high-quality structured content that AI can understand and use. And for creatives, new tools are lowering barriers, maybe changing workflows significantly.
Okay, so we've really unpacked quite a bit from these sources. We've seen how AI platforms using AdGPT as a key example are tackling that old problem of wasted ad spend, offering solutions built on, well, precision, prediction, and just constant optimization.
We've looked at how those AI features translate into real benefits, lower costs, better quality conversions, clearer ROI by focusing on metrics that actually matter to the bottom line. And we've situated all of this in the wider context, seeing how AI is reshaping the whole digital landscape. From Google search to creative tools, it confirms this isn't just a niche trend, it's got big implications for pretty much everyone in marketing or content creation.
So wrapping this up for you, what does it all really mean? It strongly suggests that the future of successful advertising isn't just about the what your ad creative or message, but increasingly about the how intelligent, how adaptive, how precise your system is in finding and engaging the right people at the perfect moment.
And maybe that leaves you with a question to think about. In this world where AI is automating so much, predicting behavior better and better, and even helping generate creative content, how will you use these tools strategically? Not just for efficiency, but how will you make sure your unique